Hi, it's Leslie Meredith with Breakbulk Events and Media. I'm here in the studio with Ricardo Baptista from LASO. Welcome.
Thank you. It's really a pleasure to be here.
Well, it's great to have you here, and thank you for exhibiting at Breakbulk Europe. I hope you're enjoying it.
Yes, every year we're enjoying, so because it makes sense for us to be here also.
That's good. That's good. Well, we're glad you're here. I'd love for you to tell our viewers a little bit about LASO and your specific role within the company.
Yes. So LASO is a Portuguese company. It's private owned, so it's the result of the merge of the two main players within the Portuguese market. So they decided to join forces in 2007. Sorry. So LASO it's kind of a baby, but it's coming with the expertise of these former two companies. So we have a lot of years of experience. Within LASO, let's say my main action area, it's within the wind power sector. So my LASO at the moment, we have LASO, it's Portugal, it's Spain, it's France, it's UK, it's also LASO Italy, LASO Netherlands, and also LASO Germany. And going a bit to the south, when I say to the south, to the African continent, we have also in Morocco, we have also in Mauritania, Senegal. We are now planning to be in Ghana because there are projects that will happen there. So they need our assistance also in Ghana. LASO Mozambique, it's a reality. And there is also, we are joined not as LASO South Africa, but we are, let's say, providing answer capacity to some of our local partners. This is where we are basically speaking, geographically speaking, this is where LASO is based. Within LASO, like I said previously, it's the, let's say, it's the wind power sector. So we like to consider we are not better than anyone. We like to consider that maybe we are different. So we'll try to focus on our capacities and to provide reliable solutions to all of our clients. So within the wind division, we work with all the OEMs without an exception. And even now with the Chinese, that all of us know that the Chinese are coming to the European market. So we have executed already some projects for the Chinese OEMs. And we are now celebrating and finalizing some more contracts with them. Of course, we work with all of them. We have no, let's say, I prefer to do this with, let's say, the OEM A or B. We work with all of them. So as long they look at us as a reliable solution, we are also to offer our, let's say, expertise, our capacities, because we have a big capacity regarding the operational side. We have a lot of trucks, so for the wind power sector. So meaning that when the market is demanding capacity, we as LASO, we have a word to say on that. So that's why we are working with all of them without any exception.
Right, right. I understand that. Do you see the components getting bigger, and will the transport equipment have to get bigger too?
Actually, it's a very good question, because we always say, and we have these meetings with all the OEMs, and we need to say this must stop at certain point, because I will focus a bit on the blades, because the blades, it's not exactly like I will say, but they are getting bigger on a daily basis. And then we need to make sure if they are designing or the engineering department are projecting some type of blade, we need to be sure that for a specific project that we can transport from the point A to the point B. A good thing is that we are also together with all the OEMs, because they ask us for their opinion. How do we see the length of the blades? Do you see is feasible the transport? And also, of course, we have our own engineering department that is providing the feedback. But this feedback is provided also together with the manufacturers of the equipment, because they also need to understand from us, how do we see it? Is the manufacturers, do they have the equipment needed to do it? This is something that we take very seriously, because it makes no sense to design a new product if you have to say, no, I have no possibility to transport from the point A to the point B.
Right.
So that's something that we are doing. Our engineering department is quite engaged with OEMs and also with the manufacturers of the equipment.
That's
To design and to be, let's say, let's reduce the blade, but let's make sure that we can deliver the blade.
yes. Do you see in the future the possibility of some kind of a standardization across manufacturers?
It has to be, because if you focus a bit on the transport, the inland transport, there are so many restrictions from one country to the other one. If I may, just a practical example, if we go to Spain and we need to transport the blade and we have an overhang of 30 meters overhang, as long as we can provide with the necessary studies, The road authorities, the partner, they will provide us the permit. But if you go to France, it's a completely different story. If you go to Germany, it's a different story. So it's difficult to have the same rules, the same legislation in all of the European countries. But from one country to the other, it's completely different. It will be difficult to have this, but we have to find a way because the wind power will start ramping up. That is a fact. Now it's a bit slow, it's a bit stopped, but for the future, we all expect, and also from the OEM side, that we will start ramping up. And we need to make sure that we find a reliable solution to make it happen, not only Portugal, Spain, that's European countries.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, thank you so much for that insight.
It's my
That was
pleasure.
very helpful.
You're welcome. Thank you.